for a Jedi Master to purify a Sith Lord saber.
And with that, we're live.
We are live. I mean,
hello.
There's nothing more nerdy than starting off a D&D session with Star Wars talk. So we win.
Exactly.
Welcome to our 7-way podcast about all things Star Wars.
That's right. Yeah.
Holy
Surprise. Hi. Welcome to the Holy Rollers.
Hey.
Episode 42. Believe it or not, we are rolling right along.
Numbers just continue to blow my mind.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that just
boggles me. It's been a fun 42 episodes. Well, at least 41. We'll see how tonight goes.
When we hit 52, we need to have like confetti and
right.
Well,
party
we did
down.
Based whether we get to 52 or not.
That's very true.
We're gonna get to 52 one way or another.
Yeah.
If we get to 52 in Brandon's campaign, something either gone really wrong or really right.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. There might be several episodes of like, here's what happened to the characters afterwards.
Right.
Just to get.
Here's a
Bitter
Duck one shot of him in the afterlife.
That's right.
Are you gonna bring out an urn?
Okay, but I've thought about it. Our very last episode, after we do the whole defeat the evil BBEG thing, is we need an episode of like, what do our characters do after? We don't have to RP it. We just have to talk it through and maybe reminisce, and it'll be just like a goodbye.
Oh,
Terrence buys a keep.
Yes,
Yeah.
Terrence buys a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
No,
my gosh.
a keep. He buys a keep.
Yeah. Not a house.
Excuse me.
A keep.
That's right.
I heard weed.
Well, he might buy that too, because he might be old enough to hurt. But
well, we'll start tonight's episode like we do every week with our roll for prayer. Those have already been done. I believe Mr. Dennis got a nat 20, so he.
I did.
I'm loading the cup up.
There you go. Let's go to prayer. Lord, we just thank you for this group and for this time. I thank you for all of those who are listening right now and those who will be listening in the future. I ask that you just use this to glorify yourself. I ask that you use us to glorify you. Keep our thoughts and our language and our actions in the way of glorifying you tonight, Lord. Help us to do nothing that does not glorify you. And help us to reach out to those who are out there watching, who are looking for something wholesome, that throughout other avenues that we may be able to have the ability to share the gospel with them one-on-one. And I just thank you. I ask that you give us great roles tonight. I ask that you give Brandon great roles tonight to make this a fair and wonderful campaign tonight. And I just thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
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 Yeah, you guys hear that? That's how you pray for the DM, Stephanie.
Yeah, but he knows what I was thinking.
Right. That's right. Terrence is
Dennis
now
is
off
gonna
the hit
die
list. That's right. The last episode is literally just Terrence with all your stuffed bodies in his keep. It's like a wax museum of fire and light.
Talking to my children, and this is the tiefling.
That's right.
That's creepy.
No.
So creepy.
It would be like that scene from Castlevania where you're just talking, but you're talking in the characters' voices, and you stop. Oh my gosh, I am going insane. Is that right, children? To these 3 dolls on the chairs.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
Daddy, why is the tiefling in your bedroom? What?
Yeah.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
Moving
She
on.
obviously keeps the demons out at night because she's scary. Duh.
Right.
It's just keep the
Obviously,
boogeyman
that's
away.
why.
You don't walk up to the boogeyman without something scarier than the boogeyman.
Exactly.
That's right. I have a +8 to intimidation that I've not used the entire campaign.
Hey, that's on you.
Yeah, and
I
that's
know, I'm
that's
saying
Devyln
that.
in the fish tank.
Oh, he's fine. He can take it.
No. He's on a plaque on the wall, and every time you press a button, he starts to sing. and his little
Oh,
tail.
he turns him into a Billy Bass. That's awesome.
Sings a sea shanty for you.
Yes.
I love it.
To see where the name of the ship was the Billy.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I need that now.
Rescue us, Brandon.
Right. Yeah.
Rescue us.
Help!
Definitely
Take us down that
takes
imaginary road.
21 points of psychic damage.
That's fair. I'm
Back to
resistant.
course.
I'm resistant. Bring it.
If
Roger has been knocked
reduced to
out from
0,
psychic damage.
dead.
Gosh.
So, alright, well, yeah, so we'll get rolling here. I believe that we left off last session with a Devyln Jack Sparrow moment.
Mhm.
With Devyln finding making his way onto the flagship of the Lord's.
Sea turtles, Mike.
Yep, of the Lord's fleet.
We really needed to start this episode showing that meme that Rachel did of Jack Sparrow and what's his name.
Right.
Yeah, that really
Yeah.
would have been good.
Barbosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might try to take that and just shove it into the episode, snip it and just throw it over it. That would be
Rachel, can you reshare that meme?
that'd be great.
Can you reshare that meme?
Yeah, in the meantime, with Devlin boarding the ship, the rest of the group has made their way back to the outlying farm, with everyone being together minus Devlin for the first time since the attack of Storm Hollow occurred. Kind of in the aftermath, the group watches as the larger of the two black dragons carries Seralda's body off to the west, and at that point, I believe there was a minor skiff with Donovan kind of in the city, and he had since retreated as well. So where we're picking up at is with Devlin, and I'm awful with the names this week because I move stuff around my desk. It's
Lord Captain Tornsail.
yes, Lord Captain Tornsail. I was thinking Tornsail, but I didn't remember if that was Devlin's
Devlin's Tideborn.
Tideborn. That's what it is.
Yes.
See, you went with the T's, and that threw me off.
I mean, Tornsail is the one that gave Tideborn his name,
Yeah.
periodically.
There you go. So, all right. Well, so Devlin,
Yes.
you have made your way onto his ship.
An incredibly gutsy move,
Incredible.
even by a flamboyant flair standpoint.
Very much so. As the ship kind of rocks back and forth, Tornsail turns and he stares you down just as hard as he possibly can.
Lord Captain,
I hope you got my money.
that I do, Captain, that I do. I was afraid you were going to miss the show. I was waiting for you. I didn't want to get this party started without you, but ever the flair for the dramatic came in the last seconds.
Well, you're not
I'm
the
just
only
going to
one with a flair for looks, so here we are. Job is done.
And if you will, with permission, Lord Captain. Points over in the direction of the farmhouse. Direction, if we could just... Your treasure is up there. if you wish to send a guard or send yourself with a guard, I'm a man of my word. That much you know of me. The money is there. Do you need to roll? I'm just going to go ahead and roll that persuasion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey. 19.
All you had to beat was a 6, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, I do have advantage when talking to people, thankfully.
After a brief moment, he gestures over to one of the sailors down on the deck. Quickly comes upstairs, kind of leans in, and he whispers, and that sailor kind of takes off. Probably after maybe no more than about 3 to 4 minutes. That sailor returns with 2 more in tow, and he looks over at you and just says, "They'll go with you, get the money, and we will be on our way."
Very well then. He will, exaggerating, bow, tip the hat. As always, Lord Captain Tornsail, a pleasure. Sit on, turns around.
Before you
Sweating
go,
bullets the entire time, I should specify
Right,
that.
yeah.
He is sweating bullets.
so as you turn to leave, says, "Before you go, you will have to tell us someday how you got mingled in with not 1, not 2, but at least 3 dragons."
He will turn and smile, and all he will say, "It's more than that. I count at least 5. And we'll walk."
I love it. All right, so as you kind of make your way from where the steering wheel would be down, down a few flights of stairs, who you now realize is the first mate and just 2 deckhands begin to lower a boat down from the side.
As he goes into the boat, he actually calls out, "Lord Captain, from one turn of events to the other, I have but one question for you. Where is the fox?"
Make a persuasion check.
Only a 16.
He looks over at you, smirks. "One day, my boy, but not today."
Worth a shot. Continue bound to the boat.
Doesn't take long, maybe 20 to 30 minutes of rowing. Your group makes landfall not far south of the farm. Probably a good 30-minute walk from the beach to the farm.
Now, Devlin left the chest with Muriel.
Muriel's got. No, I'm kidding. Muriel is in the wind.
Is there anyone standing guard on the farm at all, kind of as a lookout, or is it just...
I'll be looking towards the dang bay, waiting for you to come back or for your corpse to be tossed ashore.
I'm sure Terrence would be walking around guarding. He's not going to let his guard down.
So
I'm
there's
sure that Raja will be
also,
too.
you have to remember that Raja has brought back basically a battalion of soldiers,
And
two
there's a ton of
battalions
cows
of
around
soldiers. So at that point, I would imagine guard duty has been assigned. So yeah, it looks a bit more militaristic than when you left.
I'm gonna look at Draja as he rolls up with this, like, rolling deep with all these new guys. I'm like, where did you get the freaking army? Did the druids upgrade? Like, what happened?
I present to you Raja's army of new Eldritch Knights.
I was hoping you were going to call them like Raja's rednecks or something. I'm very
Really, that would have been
I
great.
have no idea. Yeah, I just threw it on.
Raja's redneck.
alliteration,
They're
my dude.
They're all like Seth, and then they have each is more pumpkin than the
I
last.
was gonna say Seth is their general, so he is technically like second in command next to Raja.
Oh, yeah. So,
Enlisted men are such a chore.
whoever is on lookout will see coming up a band of pirates. Devlin, obviously, the head, but a band of pirates making its way towards the farm.
Yeah.
All I can say is we are the pirates who don't do
So
anything.
so I'd probably say within about 50 to 75 yards, you are very quickly swarmed by probably a small company of men, so somewhere around 20 to 25 soldiers, quickly encompass you.
I am under your General Raja.
About that time, you see as the ranks Seth walks in. Y'all put down them daggum swords. This here's the fish guy.
Thank you, Captain. Or is it General now officially?
It's General, and he pokes out his chest really far, hands on his side.
Well, excellent. General, I have one final bit of business, and these gentlemen need to accompany me until this business is done.
Well, shit.
Unharmed.
My friends are your friends, or wait, no. Your friends are my friends, so... Howdy.
Oh boy.
Please don't answer him. Please don't answer him. Could you kindly ask your regiment to make way?
Men. You are dismissed. And they slowly kind of form back into their, two columns and march on back to the farm.
Thank you, General Dracafaber.
Nah, you can call me Seth. Shit, I don't even know if I could spell Dracafaber if you asked me to.
I'll be with you in just a moment.
Can't even spell his last name.
Yeah,
Right
this is
this
Seth.
way, gentlemen. And he will make his way forward towards the farm.
I just want to point out Raja's the one that made him a general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say I made him for a general for his brains.
That's fair.
No, it was just part of the agreements that if we win.
That's right.
Hey, I can trust him.
A major, maybe. A general, man, that's just pushing it.
Alright, so Devlin and Co. will approach the farm proper.
All right. So you get you get to the farm. Not Seralda. Trisna is back in her her human form, what's left of the druids, which I believe is
3
17?
traumatized little
Yeah.
guys.
Wait, the question then remains:
When did we lose all the druids?
did Erlin
Donovan.
survive?
Ooh.
What happened to my cows?
What happened to my cows?
Last I knew, there were still 17 druids. Where did the other 14
well, a good
go?
portion of them got taken out when Donovan took to the sky. Probably the ones that were the cows. They just haven't made their way back yet.
Okay.
So there's technically more than 3.
Yeah, at the farm, no, but in general, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And nobody's doing a barbecue right now, so
I'd like to
You
see him
would-
try.
yeah.
Right?
Mariel's standing in the door frame, waiting for you.
The chest, please.
I reach into the bag of holding.
Devyln will walk forward, grab it with 2 hands, turn around, put it down, open it. 15,000, as agreed.
Very well then. Men, chest, let's go. The 2 deckhands, one grabs each side, and off they go with 15 grand.
Guide keeps his deals.
Before they leave, Terrence walks by and goes, Devlin, you gonna introduce me to your friends?
He will not answer until they're out of earshot.
No.
Apale requires that I bring them forward for full accountability of the payment. I would not classify them as friends. Goldie.
I was hoping that's kind of what you would say.
I will need my sword back, though. No.
I hand it back to you. I hand it back to you in the way that is safe.
He will turn,
So
put
not
it back,
not pointing in
showing
first.
that his second mark is gone, and now he just has the 1.
Mine disappeared too. Thank you. You did the impossible and you made it out alive.
Oh, well, what is Albus, by the way? Did he...
I'm over in the corner talking with Mara.
Oh, good, you survived. We kind of got separated in that tumultuous blast.
I'll run over and just be give your knees a hug and be like, ooh, I can't believe we lived through that. That was nuts.
We just got bragging rights for the remainder of our mortal lives, if not longer, my friend.
I think I've accomplished everything I've ever wanted to accomplish. That was insane.
I stole a dragon egg from under the literal nose of an ancient black dragon.
Yes, you did. That was crazy.
On that, though, we have bought ourselves maybe a day.
I was telling the group while we were waiting for you that that we probably bought ourselves some time, but it seems like since we only got one, it probably is going to be likely that we need to stop them. I was kind of far away, so I didn't hear exactly where they're going, but I got the gist that you might have. So did you hear where they are planning on going?
They talked about, or the Galthrix mentioned the Crag of the Fallen to the west.
And do I know where that is with my history knowledge? Anything I've read about it?
Go ahead and make a history check. That's yeah.
18.
18. So yes, definitely, and even in the books that you found while you've been journeying, all reference a fairly massive crater that resides in the west of the kingdom. And I'm moving you guys over on the map so that you can see, but we're not using a map on the stream, so yeah, fun stuff. It sits in the barren lands beyond Groshbog, and massive crater. When it was formed, it also formed with it a fairly large volcano.
Oh, goody.
I'll convey all that to everybody.
But basically, from my understanding, that was always the site for resurrection proper. That was always going to be the site that the ritual was going to take place.
I wonder what he's going to do now. He doesn't have enough eggs. How is he going?
If I were him, I would be going to get another. Or perhaps Donovan convinced him to come along, intending to kill him at the ritual site.
Good luck with that. But at the same time,
he's managed
they're this
long.
close. They're this close.
There's no way they're giving up now.
We can't let up. Not when they're that close. We have to seal this.
What if there's another dragon at the ritual site already?
It's entirely possible. There's 1,001 reasons. All we know is they need another egg, and the only way to get one is to kill the dragon.
Is Trishna nearby?
Yeah, I mean,
You said she was
she's
here.
probably within earshot. Yeah.
Devyln will poke us out. Lady Trishna, I was unable to secure your mate's egg. I only had the chance to grab one. It was just far enough away.
I see. Wow.
Let her know that we know where it is, though, and we're heading that direction.
They took it to the Crag of the Fallen to the west.
We'll get him back.
He must
I
have
think it's-
another plan.
Clearly.
There's only one other plan. He would have to get another dragon egg.
Or he would have to go find a way to teleport himself down into the abyss and tango with an ancient sea turtle dragon named Yander, and then get 2 eggs out of it. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, thankfully.
Oh, I hope.
That egg is now Gander's problem.
We do know one other aspect is that either they have to obtain a blue egg or a black egg.
It doesn't have
Ancients.
to be color. Just
It has to be ancient.
No, it has to be ancient, but it has to be one of each color.
Does it?
But
Because they're using they subbed a gold egg in for someone else's.
They sub the gold egg as a wild card, more or less. But it's got to be one of each color on the medallion.
So
DM, are we
unless
sure
they,
about that?
We
If
established
somebody
this when
wants
we
to
were
make
speaking
a
with
specific roll and see if they, see if you know anything about it.
And I do an Arcana check.
I'll guide you.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll make it Arcana.
If I could do an athletics check to figure it out, that would be the one I would do.
Go do push-ups till you figure it out.
Honestly, it might help.
23.
23.
I rolled a net 20.
Woohoo!
So,
Here's your necklace back, by the way. Devyln will give Muriel back the green.
Thank you.
so based on the readings that you've seen, Muriel, and some of Hermaeus's studies and whatnot, the only mention of dragons is kind of the difference between good and evil, as you would understand it. There's no mention the last mention of kind of like this conclave that this medallion would represent is more, it's more representative of that those were just the colors of the dragons that formed this alliance, if you will.
Right.
That it doesn't necessarily have to be those colors as much as it is the essence of the ancient dragons themselves.
It just has to be old enough
Right.
to qualify.
So
Got
if
it.
there were,
Okay.
so I guess just the easiest terms for it is if there are 4 golden eggs, guess what? That's what they need. If there's 4
Yeah.
red eggs, that's what they need. They just have to meet kind of that threshold of being old enough to produce the egg when they are killed or die of natural causes.
Mhm.
Or poisoned. You never know.
Is there other ancient dragons? Like, are there a lot of ancient dragons? Or it seems hard to imagine that. I didn't know a whole lot about any ancient dragons until recently, and we've just encountered a lot, 5 or 6, or more than that.
Well, and yeah, at this point, Trisna's kind of come over and just made herself a part of the conversation, and she kind of chuckles to herself, and she says, "Well, I mean, technically, dear, you could have been exposed to, I mean, any multitude of dragons. You don't see me in my dragon form very often, nor do you really see the others in theirs."
I mean,
But
she
you're
has a
saying
point.
that it's hidden, that it's just a matter of perspective. We don't, because we don't see them. We
Correct.
could have, as in their dragon form, we could have encountered them in their human form and just not known it.
Some of us, we take pride in our human form, and that's how we choose to live our life and prosper, and some prefer their more bestial form.
Is there a way for a dragon to sense another dragon in their humanoid form, or is it when you're in your humanoid form, you're almost under the radar, so to speak?
You're basically under the radar.
We need to get there. We need to get to this crater.
We need to get there fast.
We have at least 24 hours minimum. It's not as dire it was 12 hours ago.
Oh, that's true. I mean, and a rest would be great. I mean, I still have some juice in the tank, but Donovan hit me pretty good when we were.
We're gonna need to rest so that we can hit these guys full on.
I will cure wounds you just to get you like more comfortable, because obviously we're not gonna be using anything else tonight.
Also, Lady of Pink, I brought him back alive. Let that be known. I kept my promise.
I heal you for 13 more.
Woo.
For whatever it's worth.
I love that it says cure wounds damage.
From me, it's a toss-up.
Right.
I may cure your wounds, but I will harm you emotionally.
Are you is Albus really, I mean, can we tell that you're really hurt? Even with the cure wounds?
How bad are you?
I'm a little bit more than. I got definitely singe marks all through, or not necessarily singe mark, but I got these black veiny wounds in my neck, in my shoulder, and my arm.
I'll give you another.
Well, I was gonna say I have
I'm a little bit more than halfway.
You get 25 more.
There we go.
Devyln will essentially pluck a shard of wood that was just kind of sticking in your back where you couldn't see,
Oh, thank you. That feels much better. Oh,
That reminds me of that part in Shrek when she pulls out the arrow out of his butt.
Seth faints from the sight of blood.
Right.
Yeah,
His
that
one
would be
flaw.
funny.
His one flaw.
so
Yeah.
should we?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast a third level Cure Wounds on Albus as well. As soon as I figure out what's going on to why I can't do. Oh, here we go.
So,
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. 14 more.
In terms of going from Stormhaven to the Barren Lands, if you're looking at the map, and I suppose I will flip it over.
Before the ships depart port, I would like to, if possible, spend my last third level slot and cast clairvoyance on the ship and listen specifically for Lord Captain Tornsail to talk about the fox. Because if Devyln asked about her, and I assume he would have told me he did.
I guess Devlin would have mentioned to you, considering you were the only person in the party that's aware of that entire situation.
I'll go up to like the attic of the farmhouse and cast clairvoyance somewhere quiet and listen. I just want to see if he's talking about it with any, like his first mate or anybody else.
Good look, he doesn't like to talk.
Okay.
Well, someone on that ship must. Do I get anything?
So, after a few moments, because clairvoyance is it down to like a specific spot? I mean, you're not just casting clairvoyance on the ship and you're able to hear everything
No.
on the ship.
I would do it. I'd ask Devlin, would your surrogate father be more inclined to take the helm himself of his flagship vessel, or would he be in his quarters counting his gold? What would he be doing?
At this point, he would be personally sailing the ship out.
I suspected. I'll cast it on the helm.
Which, considering the only times you've been in Denwood's memory, because the spell specifies a point of familiarity, that little part, the helm of the ship, is not the only thing you know about the ship. So it's the only place you could.
It can also be a place that's obvious, like on the other side of a door, that I can. So, like, reasonably speaking, the helm of a ship that I've seen in your visions is not beyond the scope of possibility. It can be just an obvious place or a place I'm familiar with.
How about Tornsail's hat?
Yeah.
Not quite
No.
that familiar.
No, I would say
So
So we're shooting for
I'm
the
just gonna
helm?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just going to camp there for 10 minutes.
Gotcha. So the first several of those 10 minutes are not much there. The occasional whistle from the navigator who's on the wheel. I'd say in about the
can only do this.
last
You know,
maybe minute or so. You hear a voice who you recognize as Tornsail.
the hair on the back of my head just crawls at the sound of his voice because I don't like this guy. He screams evil.
So he's kind of you can tell that he's walking towards the helm because just kind of the inflection in his voice and kind of the direction that it's coming from, and he kind of chuckles. Yeah, he did it. I can't believe he actually gave us 15,000 gold pieces. You hear another.
I'll mutter.
You hear another voice. I told you my boy did good. Cuts off.
Devlin,
Sorry.
we need to
Player
have a
from
talk.
character. Why?
Your mother's on that ship. And she's working with Tornsail.
Shatters the bottle. I'm sorry. What?
I just
The what
just-
can be heard through the entire farm. Just, what?
he walked up to her and he said, I can't believe he did it. He gave us 15,000 gold pieces, and I heard your mother's voice say, what did I tell you? My boy did well.
Devlin is now hearing that this is obviously going to be a disadvantage. He's immediately replaying that moment walking off the helm, down the stairs. Anything, any of the ships, any of the sailors, anybody.
Did anybody look like her? Did anybody
Did he
hold
just
themselves like her?
completely
Missed his mom?
Yeah. It'll be a disadvantage. I'll accept that. Would that be a wisdom? Would
Or
that be
insight?
insight at disadvantage?
So it's not going to be either of those. I think it's going to have to be. I think you have to go history on that, buddy. I think it's just
You know
a
what?
straight, flat roll.
I can give him
That is-
guidance.
It's a disadvantage, but I'll take it. Because he is reliving this moment. Yeah. You know what? No, I'm going to burn one of my luckies
Yeah, you are.
for this.
No better time.
I'll keep the guidance on that, though. Well, yeah, no. Even re-rolling that, it was 12. So yeah, clearly, if she was there, she was hidden, so he wouldn't recognize her. If she was in plain sight, so yeah.
I'm gonna regret even suggesting this. I can burn every slot I have to get you to her.
The problem is,
If you want to talk to her or confront her, you're gonna be the one to get us out of there, but I can get you there. 500 feet at a time. We're going to get wet.
you're not in no condition.
Screw my condition. You won't see her again. And he's clearly not inclined to kill you outright, or he would have when you were alone.
The rest
He
of us
doesn't.
can follow as fast as we can, and we'll try and.
No, that's the problem. We have the bigger fish world enders to fry, and
48 hours or so to get that problem handled.
They got some time.
I can't
You
ask
will
that
not
of you.
see her again. You won't see that ship again. What are you going to do? Offer him 15,000 more gold to show up?
I do want to point out one thing before you guys make a decision. Stormhaven to the crater It's about 80 miles.
We can talk to Tristan about getting another ride.
Could.
I hate to take the dignity of yet another dragon, but the one
Well,
that
if
is
we
unfazed.
long rest, Terrence can bring back the Griffin, and he and Albus or Mara could ride that while the others.
I have DM. I've been meaning to ask you. I've got this spell called Summon Draconic Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It claims that the thing that manifests is corporeal, which is by definition means it is solid,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a large size. Meaning, reasonably, I could twin spell that, burn a crap ton of resources to do it, get us 2 more mounts, large enough to carry minimum 2 people a pop. So with the Griffin and the 2 dragons, we could reasonably fly ourselves there, if Trista won't.
Yeah, let me.
Yep.
Let me do some.
He got to read that one.
Devyln, time's ticking. They're within a mile now, and that's my range.
I am going to roll a character thing at disadvantage because this is a moment for him.
I'm not suggesting we fight them, to be clear. I'm suggesting that you confront her and demand the answers you are entitled to.
There's no guarantee that he'll even get to her.
Leave that to me.
Fine. Stupid.
Yeah,
I can
that's
be in the
kind of
water.
So, we're running to the beach. Whoever wants to come, follow.
No, we're keeping this just you and me.
I'm coming. We just faced
I was in
dragons.
the-
We got a no
Aren't we all together?
The
Fairly enough,
conversation was
I was in the attic alone with him. So
Okay.
you won't know unless we tell you. Sorry.
No. I was about to say the conversation was just those 2, so the rest of us have no idea.
Fine.
Sorry,
We're slipping
I thought-
out and running to the beach. I'm getting out of the little attic window onto the roof, and I'm jumping to the ground. I'm avoiding everybody.
And we roll perception checks.
You
Yep.
hear me? Boom, boom, boom. Ow! I'll roll in athletics just to not break myself.
I got a
9.
16.
Devlin will just walk down the stairs. There's one last little bit of information. Business we have to take care of. We'll be back by morning. Please don't. And just a further explanation. Just pick up Mariel and just walk down the road.
All right.
I'm rubbing my lumbar. I don't do athletic things. That's not my forte. Remind me of that next time I try. We get to the beach, and I grab you by the back of the belt, and I say, hold on tight. And I dimension door us 7 times to that boat's deck.
To the boat's deck?
Where did you want to go?
A little late now. You're on the deck.
You. Okay.
Oh,
give me a
snap.
minute. Let me do some reading real quick.
DM's got to figure out what the heck's going on.
No,
Yeah.
I've got a pretty decent idea of what's going on.
We're gonna get kidnapped, aren't we? We're gonna get just enslaved on this pirate ship.
Well, you will for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, yeah. So the sails have been unfurled, and the ship has been steered in like a southerly direction to head out, back out to sea, and suddenly there's just this almost just blackness that forms on the deck of the ship, and it kind of stands itself upright, almost on a 2D plane in a 3D world, and outstep Muriel and Devlin onto the deck of the ship.
Well, here we go.
At that point, like, you've literally taken all of them by surprise.
Imagine if you would have brought an army.
Right? I can't bring everybody, I can only bring one person. I have opened my cloak to show I'm unarmed, I'm showing my hands, and I gesture to Devlin.
On sail. Draconic is lingering at the corner of Devlin's words. Seawater is rising around him in a spinning motion as he is subconsciously controlling elements to let the water kind of swarm around him. He is blackbearding as best as he can right now. He is pulling the rack that he was named Tideboard. She's here.
Just from the helm, you begin to hear almost a slight chuckle. Couldn't stay away, could you?
That's not really his style.
Well, here you are, boy. How do you want to settle
Here
this?
I am. I will have a conversation. That is all I ask. I am not here to declare war. I am not here to challenge you, Tornsail. I am not that stupid. But it will be a cold, dark day in the abyss before you pull another one like that over me and think you can get away. One conversation, and I will go my way. No conversation, and I will ensure that the abyss itself makes life very, very difficult for you. I am going to roll intimidation.
I hope so.
I can grant advantage because I too am I have a +10 actually. I thought it was +8.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say you two are intimidated.
And with a natural 20, that's a 29.
He pees a little bit. No one knows but him, but we do.
Tornsail looks at you and goes, I think I peed a little.
I think he's going, the gall on this one.
That's the closest we'll get to
I
you.
have to respect that even that much.
Hmm?
Meanwhile, I'm trying not to look magically winded.
Tornsail takes a brief step back, looks over at his first mate, gives him a nod, and as the first mate heads off the ship,
Off the ship,
Off
like
the ship.
walks off.
no, like he goes and gets into. I should have worded that much better. So he goes and gets into another one of the rowboats.
Oh my god, this is a whole production.
And heads off directly, like just directly kind of northeast to another one of the ships. And after a very uncomfortable, probably 20 to 30 minutes, you see as this other ship, as the rowboat comes back with one more individual in the boat than it left with. Torncell looks down. Captain, you have a visitor.
I'm gonna reach out to your mind. He might try to hurt her in front of you. Be careful. If I need to get her out of here, she has to be willing to come. And even then, we're gonna be swimming. And I can only take one of us.
Shouldn't be a problem. Again, in the mind, well, I can breathe underwater, so...
Can you get out of the range of cannons, is my question.
Breaking eye contact. Slowly, methodically walk over, only turning to break eye contact as he nears the edge of the ship and looks into the rowboat. He's power playing this as best as he can.
They're in the rowboat, and shortly after, come climbing up the cargo net off the side, is the first mate, a couple of deckhands, and a very stunningly beautiful woman in basically like just almost immaculate, like pirate regalia, gorgeous uniform.
He wasn't referring to Devyln as captain, was he?
He was not. As your mother removes her hat.
Make me feel like I'm attacked.
And just kind of shoots you a smile. Hello, darling.
He will remove his hat, smiling. Captain Fox.
Well, yes, that would be one name you could use.
And what name would you prefer that I use in this brief conversation?
Well, I think the Lord Captain would prefer if you referred to me as Captain Tideborn.
I see. My apologies for the improper introduction, Captain Tideborn.
It takes a moment. She smiles and just kind of brushes over and just gives you this massive, well, for her, massive, like, the biggest bear hug that she could muster.
Devlin will respond in kind. He wasn't going to make the first move in this. So when she initiates the hug, the wall is down.
I'm eyeing her body for daggers so she's about to stick in his back. I don't trust this conniving hoe.
Her name is Fox.
Exactly. That's a stripper name. Don't trust broads with stripper names. Kid.
We have so many questions, so we don't have the time. I can. How long have you been captain?
A few years, my dear.
Why didn't you come for me?
You know things are not that simple with the Lord Captain.
No, they're not. Not even word, not even a acknowledgement of existence. It's all I needed, that you were alive. And I would have been okay. I would have been content.
Dear, that wasn't exactly an easy way to do it. I mean, I'm assuming, and she looks over at Muriel, that this is the one that spoke to me in my head.
She has a ability, yes, and a more recent development on her end is the only reason we were able to reach out to you. And the means I went to try and reach out. Even just to know if you were alive.
Well, dear, here I am.
And part of the Ravagé fleet. Doing very well. Captain of your own ship, I know that was your original ambition. Did my own for a short point. Have I been excommunicated?
You're standing alive on the deck of the flagship.
And yet I was the one named Tideborn, not you.
This is true, my dear. This is true.
Then I only have one final question. Mother. What did you promise Ashara that led to me being what I am?
Make a persuasion check.
I've moved up next to you and I'll guide you.
Okay. 22.
She takes a second, and you notice that she's being a little more careful with her words. She kind of looks over to make sure that you're really far enough out of earshot from Torncell that she can whisper to you. Dear, I almost don't want to tell you. But let's just say that you are forever indebted to Ajara, above all others. Think of yourself as
Her avatar.
the champion of the deep.
So I was champion before.
She kind of gives you a very puzzled look. Before.
You know who Yorman Commander of the Deep is too, I imagine.
she has just this wild-eyed look on her face at this point, as not many people are willing to speak that name.
I owe a life debt to him when the deep almost killed me.
Dear.
So it appears that I am the deep's champion in every regard.
It would appear so. At this point, it's just a matter of,
When?
can a soul be ripped in two and shared?
Looks over at Mario. We're apparently testing that theory. Steps back. Captain Tideborn, it has been a pleasure. I have one final request and then I shall be on my way. Lord Captain, thank you for granting this parley moment. Captain Tideborn, I'm about to stop the summoning arrival of Vafnagoth the Ancient. Should I survive this encounter, I request permission upon your board, upon your vessel, to serve under your command, if you would have me.
Devyln.
Takes a minute. She smiles really big. It would be a pleasure, my son.
Captain? Lord Captain? Mariel?
He kind of gives you a... He gives you a bit of a little pirate hand gesture. It's of a singular finger motion for most people.
That's thieves can't.
It's these can't, yeah.
Devin will smile and return it right back.
Mariel does it twice, grabs you by the belt, spends every last ounce of power. 500 feet into the dark.
Alright. As you guys
We splash.
splash into the ocean, all Maverick style.
Dramatic, worth it.
Oh.
I'm just gonna lay back with my hand in his belt while he just strokes towards shore. I'm done.
Right?
I'm just like letting you drag me through the water.
That's fine, I have some...
Anger to work out.
Oh, just a little bit.
Some emotions to work out.
Makika.
What good is being the champion of two underwater patrons when we can't summon a ride?
Hey,
Where's the
Jormungandr,
dolphin?
you're holding on to the ducky turtle. Can I have that back for at least just one last little moment?
Where's a dolphin when you need one?
So first of all, calm down, Aquaman. Second of all, are you asking Jormungandr to return the ducky turtle?
You should.
Depends on what it costs. Because we can swim all night. I don't care about that.
How far out are we?
At this point, you're probably still several hundred feet.
We need a boat.
We were a
it's
mile out.
Mile out, swimming even by me, that would take us
A while.
like 5-6 hours. So yeah, you know what?
Screw it. We got stuff to talk about. So,
And at this point, because Devlin is also in the mix of showing off, because it's 500 feet and just a ship erupting out of the water.
That would be pretty cool.
underneath us, as we just like, oh.
Sure. Let's see. Let's see if it happens. Let's. Devlin is all about flexing at this point.
Right. Yeah.
And believe me, Muriel's not going to be talking with Devlin if they're swimming this whole time.
I'm not swimming. I'm holding on to him.
Oh.
I'm like
Maybe a
floating.
religion?
With two of us there,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I feel like that would be with an advantage.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, let's go religion. What the hell? Go at advantage.
Only because you're a fellow patron. Or a fellow
right.
follower,
Yeah,
probably.
basically.
What do you even have for religion? Nothing.
And guidance
15?
plus.
Well, 18?
So, after probably making it another, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, in front of you kind of erupts just massive bubbles begin to just form and foam. And out launching from the water like a kid in the bathtub when you pull down a cup and there's water underneath it and you let it go and it just comes the seaweed infested crabs urchins and crabs
barnacles
and fish flopping on the deck like on SpongeBob. Is the
Black
Ducky Turtle.
Pearl, Stranger Tides.
What's that?
Black Pearl, Stranger Tides,
Yeah.
Yep.
releasing from the bottle.
This feels more appropriate considering what I just learned. Come, Muriel, our ride is here.
I pull the seaweed off my hair. Thank you. You know how to treat a lady. And I'm just
Where do
gonna
you
flop
And-
wetly on the deck.
I'll just say is to like gets the sails up. Now you know where I get it from.
God, I thought I was the drama queen of the party.
So as you guys make your way to the boat and begin your trek back inland, we're gonna transition over to the farm where the rest of the group has just kind of been hanging out for the past little bit. Albus, Mara, how's your conversation going? I imagine
still
Albus
being-
probably won't shut up.
Do you have my journal still?
Of course. And I guess she'll pull it out and hand it back over.
Did you read it
Did you
this
read it
time?
this time?
Do you really think I had time?
Just asking, I kind of had the idea you might have read it.
Well, let me just take it back. I'll read it.
No, here, I'll take it and I'll open up to the last page. I actually was hoping I would get to read this part to you, so instead of you having to sneak it, I want to read it to you. Is that okay?
Oh, good thing Muriel's not here. She might throw up.
Just out of curiosity, is anybody else around you two, or are you two alone?
I would assume that Terrence is probably keeping an eye on us, but
Well, I don't know. I think Terrence at this point, I mean, he'd just be sitting there. But I don't know if he's really...
Terrence is passed out in his armchair like anyone of his age. He's supposed to be chaperoning.
Right.
He's out. Oh, God.
He's just kind of there.
Last time,
Rajan said they're with the troops.
Yep.
Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, which is not where Terrence wants to be right now. So
Right.
I can tell you that right now.
Our last time, I was too afraid to tell you, how I felt, and I wrote it down, and you read it, and it was just terrible. So this time,
No, actually, it was very pretty. I was just mad that I found it before you said anything.
yes, no, you. I appreciate that. Man, that means a lot. But here, I'm gonna try again, but let me try to do it right, okay?
In song.
In song, yeah.
No, not in song.
In true Bard fashion.
Hey, babe, I got a mixtape for you. Sample my sample my sick beats. Sorry.
And he'll read his poem that he wrote for Mara. He's gonna clear his throat a little bit. Sorry, I know. Sorry. A little nervous, but I'm trying, Mara.
Aww.
All right. When my eyes first touched a face so fair, I found myself in a world beyond compare. Her colors sang and sensed its serenade. Stood in awe as dancing lights gently swayed. Oh, how my heart does ache to linger there, that enchanted realm so free from care. With every glance, a new adventure unfurls. In the embrace of a love so boundless, I twirl. In your eyes, a universe of dreams does lay, a canvas of emotions in which we both swim. With each passing moment, our souls do entwine in this timeless dance, forever yours, forever mine. So, Mara, I am really glad I found you. And I hope that whatever happens with this dragon, and we can continue to know each other and go on this adventure together.
I hope so too. I like hearing you read it better than just reading it myself. That was really beautiful.
Thank you. And I didn't blow myself up this time, so.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I might have had to actually murder you.
Terrence speaks up and says, "Yeah, we all appreciate that."
Terrence
You're asleep, old man.
We all appreciate that, boy.
I need to get my letter back from you, too. So.
He reaches into his breastplate. It's a little bloody.
Thanks. At least now I have a chance to rewrite it, so.
Are you going to read it to him, too?
Are you going to read me a love letter?
Read him a love letter.
That one was actually to my parents, so no.
Oh.
Aww. Can I read it?
If you want, I mean, it's a letter to my parents saying I might die, and
Oh.
I did something worthwhile. If you want to read it, you can.
Well,
I was thinking of writing poetry to my future love. You want to hear it?
Parents, I think you're too old and grumpy and golden and metallic to ever get on love. So.
Plus, we all know that you're going to be forever single, big brother.
No, not forever single. I'll find another paladin lady.
Yeah, but your poetry would definitely keep you single. I can guarantee that.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Albus, you say another word, I'm coming after you.
Dance some fire in my hand. I would love to try that.
Just remember.
I faced down a dragon earlier today. You
That's true.
don't me anymore.
As Terrence reaches out his hand, and Sacred Flame just kind of bursts into his hand as well. Okay.
I've never had guys fight over me before.
Muriel walks in at this moment, thinking a starfish out of her hair. It's awesome.
One of them's your brother, so that's kind of weird. But okay.
Compared to this group, not weird at all. Relative to the overall weirdness.
Of course, as you see Terrence doing that, he's got a big old smile on his face, like, you can tell he's just playing.
Yeah, and Albus is just playing right back to it with his, which is different because Albus hasn't done that with Terrence before. So.
No.
Sorry about that. Everything's good now.
I'm like getting the water out of my ear.
Chris
Well-
is irritating you.
Oh, thank you. Moving in these robes when they're wet is playing a.
Oh, you get used to it.
Devlin, do you
Hold
care?
on. You got a clam on your horn.
Hey, oh, thank you. I knew it was going numb
He,
for a
he
reason.
climbs up and grabs it up.
Well, you
I
have to
will-
bend way down.
I'll bend way down. Let you take it up. Ow, 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 ow. There's
You
hair,
actually
there's
feel
hair.
Oh, that's why. I was gonna say you can feel things in your horns. That's interesting.
There's hair. There's hair involved. Well, a horn technically has a blood and tissue core to it, so it can be
Oh.
bruised.
Fascinating.
I don't
Oh, it's
shed
just-
them like antlers. They're permanent.
That's why I thought they were. It's bone or
You
something.
come out of the spring, I've just got velvet on my horns, and I'm scratching and
Right.
just like, dear God.
It's
I
so
mean-
strange.
Terrence would pay to see that.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
know. Well, if I was a druid tiefling, maybe, but
Yeah.
Definitely.
definitely
Talk
So-
to
care.
Chris now.
How much?
Not really. Just
As we were talking, like walking up, I would have asked you, how much do you want us to tell them?
none.
We went on a nice walk, communed with Gander.
Oh, I got my boat. We got the boat's back. We're not going
Oh,
to
yeah.
need it, but the boat's back.
Boat's back.
Hooray.
Oh, we need to talk to Tristna about possibly getting us to that Barren Lands tomorrow. I mean, I know you talked about possibly being able to do it with your Griffin and your Draconic Spirits, but if we can save spells,
Yeah.
it would be
I'm not
best.
inclined to spend them if we have a gold dragon big enough to carry us. But we'll see
Yeah.
if she's willing. That's totally up to her. We can't. There's only so many dragons we can desecrate in one campaign.
So just
I
out of
hate to be the one
curiosity,
to point this out, but have we asked if she's ancient?
Yeah, she's ancient.
Do you think it's a wise idea for an ancient dragon to be going towards the site, the ritual site, where they need at least one more ancient dragon?
maybe
That
she
is
doesn't
fair.
take us all the way there.
I was gonna say she could drop us off like partway.
Yeah, like 2-3 miles away.
Oh,
Now we can
That's
hook
good.
it from there.
That is a
keep
very
it
valid
like 10
point.
miles away. 10 miles
Yeah.
away. So we'll keep it out of visual
Yeah.
range.
Sense.
And
I think dragons can sense a certain mile range too. 10 miles ish. We'll play it by ear.
Arthur's fine. I mean,
If.
we have time.
If.
If she says yes.
So who wants to go?
So I will. I'll go ask her.
Hold on, Terrence. Are you charming?
Oh.
enough? Yeah.
You just want to
Huh?
have some
Devlin will
FaceTime.
grab
He just
Albus
wants
and
to
just
have-
pull him back.
So just since you all know, his persuasion is a +8. So just a.
Oh, I
just
bet
a-
it is. I
Yeah.
bet it is.
Right.
Jared.
And this is a gold dragon, you know.
Is that code for something?
Let's just see
Yeah.
what Goldie has in store.
I'll smack you on the butt as you go by and give you a guidance. Go get him, Taggart.
Of course he blushes.
He can even feel it through the armor. I don't care.
It's more of like
for
a
my-
tink.
Yep,
He,
yep.
he
It's for
blushes
my
because he heard it.
Yeah. It's for my edification.
Blue is Terrence's color.
Yes,
and he's like, well, at least it wasn't your horn.
it's true.
That's fair.
Just headbutt you with guidance. That would be
Yeah.
one way to deliver it. That's one way to deliver it.
So, Terrence is going to go over to Trista. Trista, right?
Yeah, sure.
Trishna.
Trista.
No.
And he is going to start talking to her and have a conversation with her. Lady Tristna could we just have a conversation and talk about plans and everything that's going on? Would you mind having that conversation with me?
Certainly. Just just give me a moment, and she just kind of waves her hand quickly as these roots just kind of start coming out of the ground and form like a little stool for you to sit on.
Terrence is like, Gold Dragon and the Druid. It sits down. Yeah. A paladin gold dragon would have only made it better, but okay.
We'll take what we can get.
That's right. So Terrence sits down and he says, so we've been talking. As a group, we need to rest tonight. We can't go forward. We can't do anything tonight. We're beat up. We're hurt. We're low on spells, and we need to be as refreshed as we possibly can be for this fight. So we were hoping to leave in the morning, but we have a request of you that we're hoping that this doesn't insult you, but instead that you see the need of it. We're hoping, Lady Tristana, that you might be able to carry us within a certain point to get us there so that we can get into the keep to get it. We don't want to put you in danger. We want to keep you a certain way, about 10 miles away, and then we can take it from there. But if we can reduce the amount of time and the amount of spell slots and the amount of energy that we do, we may have a better chance at beating this dragon. What do you think? Do you want me to roll? Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
With guidance.
With guidance?
Yeah.
Yep, I
Good, because I need a 9. How do I do guidance again? I forgot.
That's what, a D4?
1d4. Yeah.
That sucked. 2, so 11.
Yeah. With what my people have faced, and the fact that unfortunately you are not unable to recover the egg of my mate, when the last of my druids have returned to the farm, we are going back to our island. I hope you understand this.
I can understand that. And it's unfortunate. This was our next chance to be able to get the gold dragon egg for you. We're going to get it, and we're going to get it to you, one way or another. Or we're going to die trying.
Well, I guess let me be the first to say I hope it does not come to your death. But I certainly appreciate the sentiment.
With that, he walks back to the thing to tell them everything she just said, and lets them know. And of course, the one time I needed to roll good, I roll crap.
It's all right. If we ride in with constructs, it's going to be much more epic and instantaneous. So
Yeah.
Should we sit back and around the fire, exchange some more stories of our day, and
tell us what happened in that keep.
So as you guys begin, as you kind of settle in around the fire, I think from a passive persuasion wise, that I don't even need anyone to roll at that point. you kind of see droves of people leaving the city, Stormhaven, finally. Many of them appear to be civilians that were still in the city. A few stop and offer basically just kind of things that they have, food-wise, just anything like that. They don't stick around long. Most of them are heading south to the port cities, either to find passage off the continent or just to relocate with loved ones. At this point, what's the group doing at this point before we wrap up this evening?
I think we're gonna start talking strategies and stuff, stories and
strategies.
I'm sipping
As a-
my headache tea.
As a side note, Raja will approach Muriel at some point when there's an opportunity to ask her about removing the brand that is over his Eldritch Knight tattoo, and also adding a C next to the tattoo to embolize Captain, as well as giving Seth the same tattoo so he can be recognized as a general.
Well,
Eldritch
Rush,
Knight.
I don't know who told you I'm somehow a tattoo expert, but I will do my best.
But you
Oh,
are
I
absolutely
mean,
right. Let me get
kinda
my
just-
gear.
He kind of just assumes being a magic user.
I'm snapping on the plastic gloves. I've already wiped down the table.
That's right.
He
Oh, wait,
kind
wait,
of just assumes being a magic user.
Can Terrence hear that? Because if Terrence can hear that, he pulls out his dagger and says, "I can remove that X."
No.
I will implore Jehovah to give me the ability to remove the scar. It's not something inherent to the style of healing magic I now ascribe to, but maybe he'll make an exception.
Make a religion check. Let's see how that goes.
I mean,
Our
it
last
starts
roll for
out
the
as an
evening.
inquiry, so
Religion check, you said.
Yeah. Which is a 0
Alright, I
for
also-
you.
I have a +0. 11. Hold on.
I wish I
Plus
could
4.
give you guidance.
It's okay. I gave myself guidance.
There
15.
you go.
So 15.
So the X becomes a slash. No.
That's right. The
The X becomes a K
right?
somehow
Yeah.
for knights.
That's right.
Nice.
again, it starts as an inquiry, so if it's not possible, then he will take that as not possible.
I'd say
if I
with the
have-
15 from a healing perspective that you would be able to heal the scar.
Well, the short rest gave my warlock slots back, so I'll just channel them into more sorcery points, channel them back into sorcery, magic, and give you a first level cure wounds. Right?
Thank you.
Just band-aid it right on the scar. And when I
Perfect.
pull my hand away, would you look at that? Good as new.
Perfect.
Thank you, Jehovah. Certainly needed some godly touch after the end of this day. I am filling the ink, the little quill thingy, the porcupine quill with ink, and I'm just like, so you want to see, do you? What fuck?
Actually, I lied. It's not going to be the last roll for night. Make a performance check.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. Terrence says, "Wait, I could do that too."
Hold on, perform.
No, if anyone, the pirate who would be doing tattoos off the
I was
barrel
gonna
would be
say-
like giving you advice, like, no, I gotta go that way. No.
Yeah.
So I'll offer advantage to that if you allow.
Thank you. I was gonna actually ask you, but I was having too much fun with it.
I
Is
tell
that
you,
okay,
so
DM? With
so you can roll an advantage, but if either of them are a nat 1, he's not getting a C.
Yeah.
That was a nat one.
I'm glad I gave you advantage.
He just got a nude mermaid. No.
That would be interesting.
So you don't. So as you.
It looks like a D.
She just impales him.
So it
kind of
basically ends up as a
Mortal damage.
It ends up as a backward C. Because she's not taking into account that she's like writing it on you kind of in a different direction.
I reversed the stencil
Yes.
accidentally.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
fix
that
it.
is-
I can fix it. Just hold still.
That is
That
so,
was perfect.
so
Mirror
great.
it.
Yeah. Lori said, I'll do yours instead.
And listen, I don't know why you came to me for this to begin with. I told you I was a student.
And
Just
as
stop squirming.
so as
You didn't say
Raja
anything.
as Raja is branded forever with his backward C, which is now canon. That is where we will end this evening.
And Terrence says, "I told you should have let me
That's
do
right.
that."
So, with that, great episode tonight. Hope everyone likes it, enjoys it. Please be on the lookout for the videos to be put online. I promise, pinky promise, I will try to get to them this weekend. Get them all done up and posted for the past 3 videos. Until next week, God bless. See you then. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.